Hi, today we're making some nail art. I've taken some cheap watercolor paper with 180 GSM and cut it down into 2 squares because I'm making 2 envelopes today. The squares are 21 by 21 centimeters big, and I use a tool called the envelope punch board to score and fold these envelopes. According to the measurements on the punch board, I have to score the envelopes at 8.6 centimeters. This is what I'm doing now. If you're interested in this tool, I will link it down below. Then I'm rounding all the corners on both envelopes and fold it along the scoring lines. Of course, there are different ways to fold envelopes, and there are many instructions to how to do that on YouTube. After I folded the envelopes, I taped them down onto an acrylic plate to have clean edges along the front side, and just to keep the paper from warping. As I've mentioned, this is very thin paper and it warps quite a lot when adding water to it, but it straightens out after drying. The first envelope I'm painting is a little owl. I put some blue and gold in the background so it looks like shimmering lights, and after the background dried I go on and paint the owl loosely. For the painting I use the Prima Marketing Decadent Pies. That's quite a nice set, and the silver black velvet brush. As I've mentioned, the paper is a cheap one that I got from a drugstore here, but you can use whatever thinner watercolor paper you have, because the 300 GSM paper will most likely crack and maybe rip along the folding lines. Here you see me painting the eye of the owl and the feathers, because this is the part that gives the little animals their character. It's a very loosely one, and because I didn't want the owl to sit in the air, or I gave him a branch to sit on. After I finished this design, I scanned it in so I can use the painting afterwards, and I don't know, I didn't think it would end up being so beautiful, but I'm glad that it did. The art pieces on the envelopes are originals, and this is really what I'm sending out to some friends. The second one is a little doggie, and he gets a greenish golden background for the envelope. This dog is Abbey, and it's Dory's dog. Dory has a channel here on YouTube, and her dog has her own Instagram account. When we texted each other, she told me that her dog has bronchitis and is sick now, so I wanted to paint her. She's a cute little girl. It's a Yorkshire something mix. I don't quite remember, and I'm very sorry for that. But I was allowed to show you the painting in process. So here you go. The fun stuff about painting these loosely lines is that the images are mostly made out of loose brush strokes, and I like this a lot. It helps to have a brush that can hold a lot of water and pigment, and it's just a technique that I really like to use on animals. It's also a pretty quick one. There are several layers on these animals, but I let them all dry in between before I go to the other one. So it doesn't take a lot of time to paint these, but the outcome is pretty nice. Every layer has his own colors that I choose, and because this dog is like a blonde golden one with dark points on the ears and the back, I have chosen these colors. Here you see how I finish up folding the envelope. I fold it all together and glue the flaps onto each other. Please make sure not to glue the envelope shut, or you can't put anything inside of it. For that I use like any regular glue that will hold the envelope together. To seal up the design so that it doesn't get damaged by water or rain during its travel, I use the Ranger Distress Glaze or the Gamlin Cold Wax Medium, and I will link both products down below. But I also have a tutorial how to make watercolor designs waterproof, and I will link that into the info box and the description box below, so you can watch that. Thank you. Bye.